in Chris Hani Baragwanath Hospital today. So you couldn't get inside the hospital, but patients painting a pretty dire picture of what is going on inside.
Well, that's right, Francis. The media was not allowed to go inside the hospital to assess exactly what the situation is, but judging from the number of protesters, recall this is not the first time that these workers affiliated to the 4 unions that are participating in this action. They went on strike on the 1st of August and had given management a certain time frame for them to address some of the demands on their memorandum, including what I said in that story was calling for the CEO of the facility to resign. There are a number of allegations that are being made, allegations of sex for jobs, allegations of widespread corruption, jobs being given to so-called favorites of the CEO. So judging from what we spoke to patients about today, some of them told us that they were turned away from the hospital, they were considered not to be emergency patients. Also, those who did manage to get some assistance said they had to wait for hours to get some kind of help, and basically confirms to us that indeed the hospital is working with the skeletal staff complement.
Do we know if patients are being turned away, serious patients, emergency patients at this stage?
No, not at this stage. What I do know is that the management at the facility has also instructed the emergency services not to bring any serious patients to the facility. I do know that they're referring most of those to other hospitals at this stage, because you don't want to have a situation at the end of the day where somebody dies and they were not able to get adequate health care, because these protesters believe that the demands and the reason why they are on the streets is because the Gauteng Health Department, together with the facilities management, have not been heeding any of their calls in terms of the demands that they've put on the table.
But now you can confirm the CEO is on special leave.
That's right.
Are these claims being investigated at least?
Well, I do understand now, just about 30 minutes ago, the Gauteng Health Department did confirm to me that the CEO was placed on special leave. This was about 3 weeks ago when we started seeing many of these workers who are now on strike say that they were going to take to the streets and were going to down tools. But these investigations are underway, I understand, at the moment, and there's an all-crucial meeting that is happening this afternoon as we speak, Francis, to chart a way forward in terms of what the situation will be at this biggest hospital in the Southern Hemisphere tomorrow. We will be able to tell on what the outcome of this meeting will be between senior officials within the Gauteng Health Department and the unions.
So because it's so big, such huge implications for patients. This is about the CEO this time, but there is a history of a checkered relationship with health unions and the health department. Is this another sign of that, not getting those labour relations right?
I will certainly say so, Francis, because if you look at quite a number of the instances that we've covered relating to the Gauteng Health Department, they've always been accused of not putting the interests of the workers at heart. There were a number of issues relating to finances. One of the key issues also, Francis, if I could just mention that, is that you have a situation where you have thousands of these employees that have not been paid their overtime for the 2016-2017 year, and only now you have the department saying it's going to go through and process the overtime payments and weekend payments for these professionals for the 2017-2018 year. So there is clearly a dire financial crisis within the Gauteng Health Department. And the reason why I say that is that not just particular to this story itself. Remember, there were quite a number of stories as well where this crept up when you look at the Life Esidimeni tragedy, which the Gauteng Health Department would want to avoid deaths in this particular instance by ensuring that it does manage relations with the unions to ensure that whatever it is that they've put on the table and the allegations that have been put forward by the unions are thoroughly investigated.
All right, so you will check out the situation for us tomorrow. Thank you very much, senior reporter Chriselda Lewis. Now let's move to the State Capture Commission. It heard today from former ANC MP Fakie Mentua, who elaborated on her shocking claims with more details. Her testimony was interrupted by a discussion about applications to cross-examine witnesses. She will return and be examined again tomorrow. To discuss, we're joined by senior legal journalist at Tiso Blackstar, Karen Mon, via Skype.